Hello and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie and I'm here to welcome you to something I didn't know was going on. I was actually actively setting up a live show for tomorrow. And my husband, MWB Arts Creative Journey, he texted me really quick and he said, honey, are you going live tonight? There's people waiting for you. I'm going, that's crazy. No, I wasn't going live, but hey, I'm going live. So I'm going to take a quick look here and see if anybody is still there. It's kind of funny. Oh, hello, Tanya. And White Wave. And oh my gosh, like I said, totally was not planning on a live. So I'm trying to think what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is talk to you about tomorrow's live show. I'm going live 4:15 tomorrow so that I can share how to make this fun German bell that I actually put a bell inside so it jingles. I have a project pack that I was working on making to put in my store that's a digital download that people would be able to download this exact German bell with this particular design on it and all of the folding templates and the drawing template. There it is. So the whole pack that I made. Hey guys. Oh, excellent. I'm glad it's coming in loud and clear. Hi there. All right. So I'm doing this pack and it has the folding template with all of the lines on it for being able to fold. It has a template that you would be able to put underneath of your piece of paper, and it shows you all of the open areas so that you can doodle on top of your template. You can actually doodle right on this one. Everything that's in the gray folds to the inside, so you could even print this one out and doodle straight on it, fold it, and end up with your design. All right. Yay! Hey, Kathy, Colleen, Nelson, Vylone. Nice to meet you. And Tanya and Madonna. Woohoo! Yep, it's a test. So then I have a practice folding template that's in the project pack. And this is all going to be available as a downloadable PDF on my store at deliberatelycreative.com/shop. But it's not there yet because I just finished making the PDF. So I have to get it uploaded to the store. It'll be ready for tomorrow. But this is a practice folding so that you can really get the idea of how it will all fold together. Again, everything that's in this gray gets folded to the inside, but this one has all of the folding lines on it so that you know exactly where you're folding. And then I even have the template that you would just cut out, the 8-inch square, and fold it. Oh, no worries, no worries. Hey, I get to do a little advertisement for my show that's coming up tomorrow. But see, this is what it looks like when it's flat, and that's what it looks like when it's folded. And I'm printing on its a cardstock that it's basically index card weight. So even though it says it's 110-pound index card weight, it's really only, if you were looking at watercolor paper, it would probably be 80-pound watercolor paper, maybe even lighter than that. Maybe it would be like a 60 or 70-pound watercolor paper. But you can use Bristol paper, you can use cardstock, anything that's fairly easy to fold. You know, you want to be able to fold the paper and get a nice crease on it without it getting all bumpy and gnarly looking. It's 2:30 in the afternoon in Australia. Well, welcome, Margaret. That is so cool. you know, you guys are all here, and I'm just sort of surprised. But then I put one of those little jingle bells inside of it. Oh, I know, I have a question for you. Would you guys want a live show where we do some more shrinkets? And maybe I would use pictures from my snowman coloring book that I made last year. That's a digital download available on my store also. And that is in the store right now, and it's on sale for $5. And if you would be interested in that, sort of wave and let me know. Hello, Mark, and thank you so much for letting me know that I was going live when I totally surprised myself. I really appreciate, I appreciate every single one of you guys being here. And just to let you know, I am putting, so you don't have to buy it, I am going to put the single page of the folding template with this whole one. Right here. This whole one is a free download that's going up on my Patreon for anybody to download. It's just a convenient place for me to put it. And if you're interested in checking out my Patreon, thank you. I have multiple levels, and I am working at supporting my studio and supporting getting different art supplies and upgrades. And that's what my Patreon is going to be used for. So, do you guys like this? You like the folded template? The template is a PDF file that can be downloaded. And you can resize. Once you learn how to fold, you only need the template really once to know how to fold. The other templates in the pack, they just make it easier, sort of step by step, all the way through. This one just happens to be pretty much everything all thrown together on one template, because it gives you the area that you can draw in. You can use it as your piece that goes underneath of a sheet of paper, cardstock, with a light box, and then you can see through it. And yes, all right. So I'm hoping that, I'm wondering, is that yes for doing the shrink it plastic with the snowman? It's some of those things. It's really interesting how going live and there's a delay between what I'm talking about right now and what you're answering in the chat. So, okay. So yes. All right. Yes is good. Yes is very good. I'm really, really excited. I want to do more live shows, and I want to do things that people want to watch, But I was thinking, sorry, I turned my head away from the microphone. I was thinking, I've got my coloring book, and if you saw my video on the 10 things I wish I knew when I was making my coloring book, I was working on a page, and I haven't, I've got them right here beside me. I was working on a page, and I haven't done much more, I haven't done any more on it. So this is my coloring book. It's Fun Floral Mandalas for relaxation and stress relief with creative coloring. It's available on Amazon. It's $7, $6.99. And really cool thing about it is if you order now, you can get it before the holiday. So you can have something to do while you're waiting for your roast to cook, or your turkey to cook, or your potato extravaganza. I was talking with somebody who said that they don't do a big turkey dinner for Christmas. They do a baked potato bar. It's like, that's brilliant. You throw the potatoes in, you let them cook, you pull them out, and you just put all your toppings on. I think that's brilliant. But I'm going to go ahead, and this is the 120 color set of expert colored pencils. Now, I did not find the 120 set on the European site, but They do have the 72 color pencil set, which are the exact same pencils. And these ones I still have in the tray. I haven't dumped them out. Kind of fun. I'm actually thinking about this one is going to be a gift for one of my siblings or son or daughter-in-law or, somebody. Oh, cool. Glad to see that you you love watching. Excellent. Well, if you guys want to grab something, we can just color for a little while. I don't know if this video is going to stay up. I'm just going to, have a nice quiet time now. Just enjoy the time, and ask me questions if you have any questions. I'm full of answers. I'm not sure what color I just picked up. This is the flamingo pink. So, but this paper works really well for coloring with colored pencils. And Vilone, you have 2 of the coloring books, one for you and one for a gift. Ah, that's so cool. That is so, so cool. I have some ideas for some more coloring books. And I was thinking about, even though I have my snowman coloring book as a downloadable on my shop, I was thinking I can get that one transferred over and made into a full-size 8.5 by 11 book on the Kindle Direct Publishing. So, might be a little bit late for this year's season. However, it's snowmen. It's not necessarily just Christmas. And I'm going to zoom that up just a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. It's a little bit washed out. Maybe I need to reduce some of my lighting. Let's see. If I turn that light off. Oh, look at that. I'm a little bit darker, but you can see the coloring better. You know what? One of the things about coloring is you don't have to do it well. You learn how to do it well as you do it. And having pencils makes it easier to color than with coloring crayons or with pens. I'm just learning how to color with the alcohol markers, not in this coloring book, but to drawing up some doodles and then working on coloring them. And that's a real process. I, have not ever done that before. So I'm learning. We have to always keep learning things. You just give yourself room. One of the nice things about coloring books and coloring pages, you can go and find things online that you can download for free. Coloring pages, coloring books, any of those types of things, you don't have to share them with anybody. You can just enjoy the process, and the benefit happens in your brain whether you do what you think is a good job or what you think is not so good job. The benefit to your brain is looking in the bin of colors, choosing color, putting it down. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody. It doesn't even have to make sense to you. If you wanted to make this a kaleidoscope spiral of color going out, you're being creative. You're allowing your brain to make connections with the colors, with your hand, with the picture, coloring in. It all works. Good pencils, truthfully, Crayola. If you want good pencils that you can just color with tomorrow or tonight, if you've got a little drugstore that sells Crayola colored pencils, go get yourself a 16 or a 24 pack of Crayola color pencils, $5, $6. I did a whole bunch of my doodle gems on my channel with Crayola color pencils because so many people would like to color, but they don't have access to what they call good colored pencils. Now, I do have a link for the Arteza color pencils that I can drop into the description and such after this show is over. Let me see. I wonder if I can, I don't know if I can go grab the link. I wonder. I'm going to pull this screen over here so I can keep an eye on you guys. And I am going to go and go here. I'm trying something. I'm not sure if it's going to work. Let's see if I can go get the link for the colored pencils for Arteza. I have 2 links for Arteza, the colored pencils. I have the Expert 120, which is what I've got right here. And that one, I've got papers in front of my in front of my screen. Let's see here, and paste. So that is the first one where it says US Expert 120. That's the United States link to the US Arteza shop. And then I have the Expert color pencils. Let's see. I'm just looking down the list now. Yes. This one, copy, and this is for the 72 count of the European store on Arteza. So I have links for both, and if you use the coupon code deliberately, DELIBER creative 6, deliberately creative 6, that coupon code gets you an additional 10% off your shopping. So if you buy things that are already on sale on Arteza, if they let you fill in a coupon code, fill in the coupon code, because it'll get you an additional 10% off. I know on Black Friday that wasn't working, but my contact at Arteza said that it should work all of the other times. So there. All right, so that's out of the way. I'm going to go back and color a little bit. Yes, please try again, Tanya. And like I said, give yourself permission to just put color down. You know, when you were 5 and you had that fresh box of colored crayons, you didn't worry if you were good. You just colored. You just put colors down. Sometimes you outlined and then put color in. You just didn't worry about if you were making a blue sheep and a green sky. And your art was beautiful. And your coloring was awesome. So, you know, we all start somewhere. And if you're starting to color for the very first time as a grown-up, don't be so hard on yourself. Give yourself room to grow and learn, just like you would if you were, working with kids. And, who says that the moment you pick up a pencil or a pen and draw a picture the very first time, that you're going to draw a Picasso, or you're going to draw like Da Vinci, or you're going to draw, like any of the big name artists? They all had to start at the beginning. They all had to learn step by step how colors go down, how colors mix, how the different tools work together. It's just like sitting down to a piano. Are you going to expect to play somebody's grand concerto on your piano the first 3 years that you started playing? I don't think so. You're going to start out learning the scales. You're going to start out working step by step. So, cut yourself slack here and just enjoy the process. Yeah, Renee, it is a surprise. It was a big surprise. I was not setting up a live for today, so I do not really like the new studio beta or studio YouTube studio right now, because I went in to just set up a live that I'm planning on doing tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. or 4:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that would be 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, or 6 p.m. or 6:15 p.m. Central Time, or 5:15 p.m. Mountain Time, or 15 hours after that, someplace in Australia. You know? And it will be the next day in Australia, in the morning. So, you know? Oh. But I'm enjoying getting to color. And I hope you guys are, just enjoying a quiet evening. How's this? Are you guys doing things, crafting or coloring, drawing, painting, whatever, something for a gift to give to somebody else for the holidays? If you are looking for a gift, tomorrow I will be doing these fun ornaments, and I will have the project pack on my store that goes through all. It's actually going to look like this German Bell project pack. So it has the picture of what the German Bell that's in the kit will look like, and it gives samples, and it gives, so this is actually this one for those of you who just sort of popped in. Painting like crazy, crocheting. Yes. I gave it to my husband already. He got them because I wasn't expecting them not to fit me. I was making some fingerless gloves out of some really nice kind of heathered blue wool, and they don't fit me because I have very small hands, and I was following the pattern for the small size, but apparently my sizing, maybe the yarn I was using was bigger, maybe my needles were smaller than what they called for, but I don't know. I knitted them up. So this weekend I knitted a pair of fingerless gloves. Yes, on the shrinkies. Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Renee. I appreciate that. So that will probably be one this weekend, or maybe Friday. Which one? Friday or Saturday to go live with the shrinkies. Live tomorrow is going to be how to fold and lay out German bells. But what I was going to say is that this is only going to be $2.50 American on my website to download. Put that together with some pieces of cardstock paper and maybe a small pack of some colored pencils and a pen. And you'd have a whole kit to give to somebody, and you could probably do it for less than $10. Just saying, fun. Hello there. Wow. This is so exciting. I've not gone and done just an impromptu live before, especially going live and doing it by myself. But I'm getting better at that, I think. I'm kind of keeping an eye on you guys. I'm kind of doing what I'm doing and coming up with things to talk about. I am a talker. So if you are not somebody who appreciates people talking all the time, you might not be happy with me, but I make myself happy. So I guess that's what counts, right? Fill your own heart with joy, and people who love your kind of joy will find you. That's what I've been told, at least, is for me to start doing the things that make me happy, that fill my heart with joy. So then people who are interested in the things that make me happy, they'll find me on the internet. They'll find me on YouTube. So, going to try a painting with beads. So what does that mean? Are you going to be doing like the diamond paintings or something like that where you've got an adhesive surface and you're sticking beads down in a certain pattern, kind of like doing cross stitch but with beads? Ooh, coffee. Yeah, it's starting to get a little bit late for me to drink coffee. However, I might still have a cup of cocoa tonight. Actually, that's becoming sort of an evening ritual. When my husband gets home from work, is he usually has something to munch on. He works a swing shift. So he gets home in the evening later, and then I'll have a cup of hot cocoa and he'll have a snack, and we just enjoy. Oh, cool. So that is, yes, there are going to be 2 lives in 1 week. 3 lives. 3 lives in 1 week because I'm live right now. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be live, though. Let me see, how long have we been so far? Slide that up. Ooh, it's been half an hour almost. Well, and I'm actually getting some coloring done. So on this coloring, so far I have stayed with just the flamingo pink. 10 to 11 there. Oh, it's 10 minutes to 11 where you are right now. Yeah. Currently sipping hot cocoa and munching on some banana bread. I am in the yes fruitcake group. I know there's 2 teams. There's the absolutely never fruitcake group, and there's the yeah, I like fruitcake group. But I'm in the yeah, I like fruitcake group, but I only like fruitcake that uses real fruits and not fake nuclear fruit that's got strange glowing colors. I use chopped mixed dried fruits that are real fruit. Lots of raisins and cranberries and almonds, because I can't have walnuts or pecans or hazelnuts. So, and I baked it up. I have these 6-inch round pans. There's 6 wells in my pan, and they're round cakes, basically. And my husband and I can slice that up, and between the 2 of us, we finish 1 off every time we open it up and slice it. It's moist, and it's fruity and nutty, and it's got, citrus peel, that's fresh citrus peel that's just zested off the orange or the lemon and chopped up, and chunks of crystallized ginger and lots of spices. So that's what I like to do, and have it with coffee. But I'm getting ready to start doing more of my baking. I even made, the yummiest molasses ginger cookies today. Crackly on the top and soft and chewy in the middle and crisp on the edges. Oh, and the other thing is all of my baking is gluten-free. And people who don't eat gluten-free, they'll eat my food and they'll eat all my cookies, and they don't even know it's not regular cookies or regular fruitcake or regular whatever, because I don't use rice flour in my cooking. So it doesn't go all gritty and dry and crumbly. So I have moist baked goods and crispy baked goods, and yeah, good stuff. Major GI, yep. I can't eat the bananas, though. They make my mouth go all sore, and that's usually the precursor to me starting to have an allergic reaction. So I started that way with the nuts. Got to a point now where if I eat walnuts, pecans, or hazelnuts, I will break out in hives. And that's no fun. I can't even eat Belgian chocolates that have the possibility of having any hazelnut, walnut, or pecan in them. So basically Linder, Toblerone, Godiva, any of those, I can't eat them. So I have to be super, super careful for the nuts. But so you're gluten-free too? Yeah, I find that coconut flour is really tricky. You have to learn how to cook with coconut flour because it absorbs so much moisture. I actually use a flour blend that I learned off of a website, which is you want 300 grams of combined starches and 700 grams of your seeds or non-wheat grain. So gluten-free oats, millet, sorghum, and almond flour go into that 700 grams. And then I use tapioca starch, potato starch, and corn starch in the 300, and then a little bit of xanthan gum because that's in the percentage that they say. I think it's like, 40 grams of xanthan gum for the whole batch. And that will get me a couple batches of bread or 2 or 3 batches of cookies. So making you hungry for goodies? Well, I guess it's a good thing you're not living right next door to me because my kitchen's starting to get goodies. I made butter cookies yesterday? Yesterday was Sunday. Yes, I made butter cookies. And then I found a tin. I was craving those Danish butter cookies, the kind that you would get in the blue tins at Christmas time. And, they don't make those gluten-free. So I made my own, and I actually just used a regular butter cookie recipe that you would pipe out of a piping bag. And they turned out so well, I had to put some of them away. 3D projects with the shrinkies. Oh, you mean like the goldfish and the butterflies? Yeah, if I could get more people watching those so that it made me think that more people wanted to see them. So I have a really cool 3D goldfish. So, Renee, what type of 3D are you talking about? What type of subject would you like to see as a 3D subject? Oh my, boy, I'm talking pretty loud there. I can hear it in my headphones. I'm going to move those down so that you guys aren't getting, So, Jan, one of the things that I'm really happy about here in the Northwest is we have a company that's called Fran's Bakery, and they've been here forever, and they actually have a dedicated gluten-free bakery, and they have bakery outlet stores, and they've got one in my town. I can go and buy really good gluten-free bread that's soft and squishy, and you don't have to put it in the freezer, and you can eat it straight out of the bag without having to toast it. So, and I can get it for $4 a loaf, which, when I was buying the fancy breads back before I had to go gluten-free, I was paying $4 a loaf 12 years ago for fancy bread. You've heard of Fran's. Ah, yeah. So, see if you can find some of the Fran's. They do a raisin bread and a 7-grain bread and a great seeds bread and a mountain white bread. All of them are delicious. Oh, and I'm not really keen on the hot dog buns as a hot dog bun, but they work really well as like mini loaves of French bread. Oh, well, you never know. Sometimes you can find things like really good bread from local companies that might have an outlet shop and be able to get it for a reasonable price. But if not, you know how to bake. Ah, See? Oh, she sends you the 7-grain bread and lives in Portland. There you go. Fran's Bakery, the main one, is in Portland, Oregon. I was always really surprised when we would be out traveling farther away from Portland and Vancouver, because I'm in Vancouver, Washington, which is right across the river from Portland, Oregon. And when we would be, camping or traveling someplace else, and just randomly I would find Fran's bread. I'm going, wow, they're everywhere. Let's see. I think maybe I don't know that I want to go to a red tone. Maybe I'll go out to a purple, a little bit more purpley tone. And then I can go back in and I can, oh yeah, that'll be good. Then I can go back in and add some of the colors I've used previously into these other layers. So are you guys enjoying this kind of chatty just visit as I'm coloring or doing art? I just got sidetracked. You know how some people are told they're not allowed to have chat on while they're doing things? Yeah, squirrel happened right there. I'll answer that or I'll ask about that in just a second. So, are you guys enjoying this type of video where I just go on and, have me right here, and it's like we're chatting and talking and enjoying some time and all of that? So yes, very much. Oh, very cool. And Jan, you love to bake. I've been a baker since I was 6. I made my first loaf of I say my first loaf. I made a batch of bread dough when I was 7 with my mom was telling me what to do. But she didn't put her hands on it at all. I measured everything, I mixed everything, I kneaded everything, I punched down the dough and made the loaves and baked it. She turned on the oven and then she pulled it out of the oven. But otherwise, I made bread, and I was 7, and they were some of the best loaves of just basic white bread. And it was so good, and we went through a bunch of butter on hot bread. I still remember it, but that really got me into wanting to bake. And then 12 years ago, when I found out that I couldn't eat gluten anymore, I went through some withdrawals, and then came around to starting to make my own bread and baking other things, and I've gotten much better over that time frame. And so we're at the point now, my husband doesn't even want me to go and buy him regular bread. He just eats the bread that I eat. He doesn't have to be gluten-free, but he does it in solidarity for me when he's home. He gets to eat gluten other times though, so he's not totally off of it. But yeah, being able to bake, knowing how to do those kinds of things. If something unforeseen were to happen and we couldn't get commercial bread, as long as I could get yeast and, oats that are gluten-free, or, even oats that aren't gluten-free. I'm not celiac, but I'm non-celiac gluten intolerant. So I have a little bit of room to wiggle. I'd still be able to make something that we could eat. And, I can sew so I'll just really quick. I sew and I crochet and I knit and I carve rubber stamps and I draw with pen and ink and I paint and I paint and I paint and I color and I draw. So, I do a lot of things, and I've been doing a lot of things since I was really little, because that's just the way I was raised. Was, if you wanted something, you went out and you learned how to make it. I wanted a harp. So I learned how to make harps, and then I sold some harps. I wanted a mountain dulcimer, so I found out how to make a Appalachian mountain dulcimer, and then I made several of them and sold them, and then stopped making them. Because what? I'm that person. Once I get something down and I know how to do it, I'm on to something else. Oh, so anyhow, I am really excited to do that live tomorrow at 4:15 live, and doing the bells. Have you guys seen the ornament videos? Did you guys see the video where I did my ornaments? Let's see. Where I did all of those. There's a video where I show it was done on, and it was done live. So I have colored pencil and paint, and oh, this one I never showed anybody. It kind of reminds me of the end of Charlie Brown, except without the lights on it. So it was about 3 minutes, somebody said, and somebody else said that it was about a minute. Okay, good. So I will go looking for that. But anyway, so there's lives. I'm trying to get them going, trying to get better at that. I have to figure out the YouTube studio so that I can get my live shows set up without them going live, without me realizing that they're going to go live. Ah. And you love the gnomes. Yay. Ah, best live in a long time? Well, that's really sweet of you to say, Jan. I appreciate that. You know, I have another video. Actually, I have 2 videos for gnomes. I have a felt gnome, how to stitch it together. And if you're on my Facebook page, I actually posted the link for that video because it's back a couple years. But it's a really cute little gnome, and with mushrooms. And that one's with felt being sewn and some pennies put into the bottom of them for weight, and then using acorn caps and twigs to make the little mushrooms that go next to it. It's so cute. And the other one is a springtime gnome that's another green gnome, very similar to the one that I did, that has little flowers. So it's a really sweet one too. And you saw the felt gnome earlier. I love that. I love that. You know, it's fun to get to pull up some of those things that I've done. I have another paper folding type ornament that I did with doodling that's a star. And it's just the flat paper star. You know, it's a star that's basically cut, and then it's scored on all of every single line gets, anyway, every single line gets scored going across, and you then can fold it. Can't see that very well, can you? And I have a template for that on my patterns template page on my website for free. Most of my templates are free unless I'm making a whole project pack. And then if I make a project pack, I am going to put them up as digital downloads. Is that something that you guys are even interested in? I did not do any marketing research or anything like that. I just made something that I thought would be kind of fun. Renee, you can do the things that you do on wood, you could do on cardstock and make it into tags. You know, do the little tag with the hole punched and a string. Then you can do your picture on the outside and flip it open and write your to from on the inside. Or you could do them on actual cards. Or you could, you know, I think that would be kind of fun to do. Maybe trace around one of these and get that rough exterior edge, and then trace a circle on the inside and paint it like a piece of wood. And you've seen the star one. Yeah, that had a doodle gem in the middle of it. And going off. Let's see, do I have... Oh, I'm going to go out of frame for a second. Ah. So this one is like a wood, just a piece of pine that's been cut into an ornament. And it never got finished. I just doodled the center and then left the outside edges. This would be like one of those one of those shiny bright type ornaments if I ever finish it. But this is colored pencil on the middle of this piece of wood that was painted white. With the pen, my Signo Uniball pen. So you can see it holds up really well. This is 2 years old. Oh, Kathy, you won the snowman coloring book last year. So you've got the designs. So when I go through and I pull out one of the designs that I'm going to trace and use for my Shrinky, and I'm probably going to do one that's fairly large because I want to, when I shrink it, I want it to be big enough to be an ornament or a tag to put on a package. So that's how we do that. If you want it to be big enough to do something with it, but you can do small ones and get the little clip so that it can go onto a zipper pull, and you can decorate your clothes that way, your hoodies and things. Wow. You got to go shopping for decorations. That's awesome, Tanya. The poinsettia watercolor card. That is one of the ones I'm most proud of right now. The lesson on how to do the poinsettia watercolor card is on the YouTube channel. And it's one of my more recent ones. And I show you step by step how to draw a complete... I don't have the poinsettia card. I gave it away already. I gave it to one of my neighbors who is just amazing. And I wanted to give her something special. She's a new neighbor, actually. She's been only in the neighborhood for about a year. Well, that's the thing. The watercolor poinsettia, pen and ink, watercolor wash, that's really my jam. If somebody asked me back in the day when I was in high school, do you like to watercolor? And I would say, no, I like to do my pen and ink, and I might put a little watercolor wash on it. So I do like to watercolor now, but I'm not very good at it yet. But I am good at coloring with watercolor because that's all I was doing. I made an outline and I filled it with color, and that's why it's so fun and easy. Oh, this is looking really pretty. I'm pretty excited about that. Making cards this weekend. And you bought stamps. People won't get them until after Orthodox Christmas, but that's, you know what? That is perfectly fine. I took the colored pencil ornaments that I did, the 3D balls. Those I did as a live on Facebook, and then I made it into a shortened video and put it here on YouTube and did it as a premiere. That worked out really well too. Do you guys like premieres? Do you like having me being able to focus more on the chat while the video plays? Or would you rather have me just sitting here and chatting with you and hoping that whatever I'm saying makes sense. You know? So, and then knowing that I'm going to look over to the side, and mixed media is so much fun, absolutely. Making a couple more of those this weekend. So cool. I really appreciate you guys. You're making this evening so much fun. And I appreciate your supporting me here. If you could, along the way, if somebody says, hey, I'd like to know if there's somebody who does whatever, and you think of me, because I've probably done a lot of whatever, or if I haven't, you can drop me a note and let me know whatever it is that you've got people asking you. Hey, do you know somebody who? I am looking for things to do on my channel that, are fun, easy, something that I can talk and do at the same time. Like this. I am really not paying attention so much to this coloring. But some things I'm doing here, if you notice, I am not coloring it in completely. If you color dark where it's being overlapped, and then darker where the creases are, you see how I'm getting a whole bunch of shape to this and highlight without having to use multiple colors in each petal. I'm allowing the pencil to press harder or lighter and get my variations of tone with the same color. Sitting there and chatting. I was going to say, I'm looking and going, I have sound going out on my side. So if somebody doesn't have sound, I would go ahead and go out of the stream and then come back in. So you refresh your stream connection, because I have sound that's going out from here. Having crafty friends is fun. But yes, if you could share my channel, share my videos, that's awesome. If you could share artwork that you do from my channel on your Pinterest page, on your, social media locations, on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your Instagram, and just tag me at Deliberately Creative, and I will come and say hello, and I will give you love for sharing your artwork, because that is something that really makes me happy. So, I don't really have a big following on Facebook. Partly because, I have people who follow me on Facebook, on my Facebook page and such, but maybe it's the universe that's saying, hey, you know what? Which one do you have to go and watch now? Probably the poinsettia, right? Right, Lori? Oh. Yeah, so I totally have gone squirrel on you guys. I lost my train of thought. And I'm actually thinking that it's getting to be just about that time where I should sign off. Yep, we're coming up on 1 hour, and I don't think I'm going to run this past an hour. So I want to thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. I do have a Patreon. If you are interested in helping support my channel that way, anything that I earn on Patreon is going directly back into the studio and to help support buying new technology to upgrade and make things better. I want to make better videos for you guys. So that would be software, that would be art supplies, that would be studio hardware. So those are the types of things that my Patreon is going to be paying for. And, if anybody does things, on the super chats or anything like that, I appreciate those also. And, You guys are the reason why I'm here doing this, and I appreciate you doing it, coming in, hanging out with me. So remember to go out and do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And I hope to see you back here again really soon. Bye-bye.